Hello and welcome to another The Reasons I'm Broke Let's Play Pokemon TCG Online. I'm Daniel, one of the hosts on the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, which you can find here on YouTube, on Stitcher, and of course on iTunes. And today we're going to play some more ranked standard matches using our Nerd Up Media deck. I did a couple of trades the past couple of days to get some really fancy cards. It's basically the very same deck, except some of the cards I have out there were full arts that I was never going to use in a deck. So I went ahead and traded for other full arts of the versions of the cards I have. I'm really not going to make another deck anytime soon, so I might as well give those cards to people who want to use them, and then might as well make our deck look a little bit fancier. So in the meantime, it looks like they are going to be playing some Toxic Lasers, and we do have a Litwick that we start out with. No Gengar, but this is one of the cards you've seen before, Charon. Works the same way, draw 3 cards, looks awesome though, and that's just one of the trades we've been doing the last couple of days. And looks like they do have a fire deck. Let's go ahead and draw our 3. And we end up getting a Professor's Letter, get some energies, still no Gengars. Let's see if we can pull one next, or maybe a Chandelier. We do get a Mega Gengar, that's fine. What do we have here? Versus Seeker, get that draw 3 back so we can use it next turn. In the meantime, let's go ahead and feed our Litwick with the Mystery Energy, and that'll end our turn. Not a terrible hand. We've got 40 cards left in the deck, but they can attack their first turn. And there it is. The Charizard EX, I don't think we've played a couple of those yet, or fought them on the recordings on YouTube. So I'm not sure what to expect out of their deck. Let's go ahead and evolve our Litwick into Lampent, attach that Rock Guard onto it. And I think that's basically it. I can attach this double energy. Night March won't do us any good. 20 damage times, nope. So we're going to do the Curse Drop, put all 3 on the Charizard EX that we're currently fighting. Hopefully we get to Evo Soda up into Chandelier next turn. Otherwise, their other attacks, Fire Blast does 120, discards an energy to that Pokemon. So they can really knock us out in one turn. They're going to go ahead and try to get more energies. And they have another Charizard on the bench. So they do get that heads. Let's see what it does. Search up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon. So next turn, if we don't get another basic, we are done. So this could be a short match. And we do get the Gengar. The Gengar does come through. Evo Soda up into Chandelier. There we go. We're going to go ahead and feed this Gengar EX as well. Hopefully we get another double colorless energy. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and do some damage to this Charizard with the... Here we go. Yeah, all 6... Next turn, maybe we'll get the double colorless and we can do the Dark Corridor attack, poison it. We also have the Mega Gengar, although I don't want to use any of their attacks on their end because we don't want to discard energies in spite of the 120 damage. So here it is. They're going to go ahead and do 120. Hopefully we flip a heads with the Feigning Spell to bring down this Charizard EX with us. At the very worst, they'll still gain 60 damage counters from attacking our Chandelier with the Rock Guard. There it is. They end up switching, actually, for the Dragonite EX. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may move any number of basic energies attached to your Pokemon to this one. So they can basically charge it up right away. And their attack is Jet Sonic, does 80 damage, discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. Boom, Dragon type of attack. I've never seen that animation. That's pretty awesome. So we're down to 50, but that does buy us some time to actually build up our Gengar EX. We're going to go ahead and get another one of those Gengars and maybe one of these Litwicks. Let's put them both down, the full art Gengar, and feed our Gengar that's already full of some energies. We've got 120 on the Dragonite EX, so let's go ahead and do the Curse Drop. If they end up attacking us, they're going to be knocked out as well with that Rock Guard. That's where that comes in handy. That's why that Charizard EX is now down to 90 as opposed to what it was before. If they do knock out our Chandelier, they'll be knocked out again. And we'll have the Gengar EX ready to poison one of the Charizards that they end up bringing out. That is an awesome looking card. Dragonite EX, same one as before, but it's a full art. That is really cool. And that's the one they end up bringing out. Alright, so if they knock us out, let's get that Feigning Spell. I'd rather get that Feigning Spell on this one as opposed to the one they just retreated out because that one already has damage counters on it. So there it is, the Jet Sonic attack. No heads. Oh, damn. That's alright. They still get 60. They're down to 120. We've got this Gengar ready to go. Alright, and we'll put out this one just in case. Alright, so we get another Mystery Energy, feed this Gengar, and let's poison the Dragonite EX. With 60 damage, bring out the other Gengar, and we'll wait on building up the little Litwick. So he's down to 50. Next attack, it's pretty much it for that Pokemon. And these other ones already have some pretty hefty damage on them, so I'm not too worried if they bring out one of those. But I do think they're going to bring out something fresh. The nice thing about their deck, and we're playing user Kidoken, is that they can pretty much switch anytime they want, which completely negates our poisoning. And it also lets them move their energies, which they just did to this brand new fresh Dragonite EX. That's where their deck really prevails, because they can move their energies in any way they'd like, and it prevents me from getting one knockout down at all, because that's what I was trying to do with some of these other guys. So there it is, where our Gengar is down to 90 HP. We do get a Lysander, so maybe we can knock out, yeah, we can knock out that other Gengar right out there. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll knock it out. We'll feed this Gengar EX, and let's Lysander. Oh, that Gengar's, or that Charizard's very tempting too. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save that Lysander. Let's go ahead and do the Dark Corridor onto this Dragonite. Bring out our other Gengar, because he can still take some damage. Meanwhile, this guy's poisoned. I'm assuming he's gonna switch out for a different Dragonite and get rid of that poisoning and do this attack all over again. So we'll save that Lysander just in case. I really wanted to use it on a Pokemon that already had energies on it. That way those energies are gone with the knockout. So let's see if that plays out in our favor in any way. It could have been done on Charizard, but that wouldn't have been the knockout with their 90 HP remaining. And at this point I could do the Mega Gengar. I would like to wait for the Spirit Link. If I discard an energy to the Pokemon, it does 40 plus the 80, which wouldn't be too bad. I do have a couple of energy retrievals that I can get, which is what they end up doing. They end up doing 120 damage with their attack. They end up discarding. So Gengar EX is down to 50. And we draw another energy. They're down to 100. And they did have to discard, so let's go ahead and... what do we want to do? We want to build up this Litwick. Let's do that with a special energy, and we will do a Dark Corridor for 60, bring out this other Gengar. They're down to 30 HP. Our Gengar's down to 90. Chances are they'll go ahead and discard and go ahead and go with the knockout on our Gengar EX. We'll still have this one good to go with 50 HP, but that's where this Lysander could come in handy, because we can get rid of whatever they end up bringing out. Essentially, this lets us switch the opponent's bench Pokemon with one of the active, for anyone that's not too familiar. I know there's some listeners, some broquettes, that are just getting back into the Pokemon TCG game, and there's some that haven't played at all. So I do want to make sure they know what's going on with some of these cards. There's their brand new Dragonite EX, no damage on it at all, and they can go ahead and attack and defeat our Gengar EX with their Jet Sonic attack. All they have to do is discard an energy, and they're pretty much good, unless they have a Muscle Band. Yep, they end up discarding, and our Gengar EX is knocked out, so they get 2 prizes. We're going to put out this Gengar. Let's see what we get. Do we get a Chandelier? Okay, so we do get the Chandelier. No rare candies yet. We've got a number of options here. We will... let's go ahead and go for the knockout. So Lysander up their Dragonite, and Dark Corridor for the 60 damage, and that'll be it for one of their Dragonites at least, but that does give us 2 prizes. Rare candy? Nope. I don't think the Litwick would have made it past this attack anyway. They play their Lysanders. That is awesome. So they drag out our Gengar EX, and they're going to go ahead and knock it out with their Jet Sonic attack. So they'll have 1 prize left after this. I don't think we've got much to work with, because we would need a rare candy, if anything, to get the Chandelier. No, and we don't get that. So I think that is game, Broquettes. We start off with a loss. Obviously, I never concede. I just go all the way. Let me go ahead and knock me out, and that's it. Oh, that's pretty cool. They put down a Pikachu right at the end. It's really cool looking. Tail Whip, 20 damage. Thunder Shock, flip a coin of heads. Pokemon is not paralyzed. But there it is, Dragonite knocks out Litwick. We'll be back with this next match. Hopefully we'll do better next time around. That was a great deck. I do want to give props to Kidoken for having this really fast-moving deck in which they can move those energies. They have that freedom. It was a really, really good deck, so nice job. There's our Pokemon coins, and let's jump back into another match. Standard is what we're playing with our Nerd Up Media deck. Our opponent is Alan Bonbon. Love it. I love their coin too. Looks like a grass coin. I've yet to get some of the new ones yet. I know they have the Team Magma and the Team Aqua ones. Alright, so we did 3 Litwicks. Wow. That's cool. So let's put them all down. So that leaves us with nothing but 1 Litwick and a bunch of Gengars in our deck. And they start off with a Meloetta EX. Very cool. Alright, so we've got a couple of options here. We can either start building up this Litwick. We're not going to put down the Rock Guard yet. We're going to end our turn because they can't knock us out yet. The Brilliant Voice, flip a coin. If heads, a defending Pokemon is now asleep. If tails, I'm now confused. That's 20. They're weak to Psychic types. Let's see what they're doing. So they did the Professor's Letter. They have 1 energy on them. Round does 30 times the number of your Pokemon that have the round attack. Crushing Hammer, they get tails, so we're good on our energy. They don't set us back a little. Charon, come on, Gengar. Still no Gengar. We do get another draw 3. We do have that Rock Guard. So let's put 1 down on this other Litwick down here. And I don't want the Rock Guard yet. Let's go ahead and do the super effective trip over attack. No heads, but it still does 20 damage because they're weak to our Psychic types. Can't wait to use this Tierno. I do want to get a Gengar out there. I do want to get a Rare Candy, a Chandelier, anything like that. What did they end up playing? Let's see what this is. Red card. Your opponent shuffles his or her hand and draws 4 cards. That's pretty good. If you don't have an end handy and you want them to have less than the 6 prizes left, then that's where it's going to hurt. Alright, so they do end up getting heads, and we do wake up. So we have 30 HP left on Little Litwick. We draw another Mega Gengar. Let's go ahead and get 2 energies. There they are. And Tierno, come on. Oh, we do get a Chandelier, and what else? These are loading. Alright, so we do get another Pokemon, or another Professor's Letter, and the Great Ball. Do we get a Gengar? There's one. Awesome. Let's put him down. Let's build him up. And let's go ahead and feed that same Gengar, and we'll do another trip over attack. We do get heads, so it ends up doing 40 damage due to the super effective. So they're down to 50 HP. If I can build up a Gengar, if I can get a double colorless energy, we could theoretically knock it out next turn. Gold Potion heals 90 damage from your active Pokemon, so there goes that. That's still 1 less potion that they had to use. And we have Bianca, draw cards until they have 6, and the Repeat Ball. Look at that. They're really building up. They have a benched Pokemon now, and they knock us out for the 60 damage with round. Who do we put out? We do have the energy on this Litwick. What do we do? What do we do? Alright, let's put out that one because I still want to build up the Gengar. And I do want to build up the Litwick as well. I could evolve it onto Mega Gengar. What are they? Does 30 damage times the number of your Pokemon that have round. So that won't do us any good at all. So let's go ahead and feed this Gengar EX down at the bottom. Let's not evolve it, and that'll end our turn. We don't have any trainers, so nothing we can do this attack. We're pretty much putting up the Litwick as a sacrifice to buy us more turns to actually feed the Gengar. So they knock us out with round. And let's put out Gengar EX. See what kind of damage we can do. We do get that Rare Candy. Cool. So let's put out and do the Chandelier. There it is. Chandelier's... Oh, where's it? Alright, let's try it again. Probably clicked on something. There we go. Now Chandelier's in the match. And we've got another energy. Let's go ahead and feed the Gengar EX. Dark Corridor does 120 damage, so that'll be the knockout on Meloetta. We'll put out the Chandelier and get our 2 prizes. So we got lucky. We actually drew that Rare Candy, which was great. I do want to get a Dimension Valley, which would make it so that Chandelier can attack. But regardless, I can retreat with this. Mystery Energy gives us that free retreat cost, which is what I'm going to end up doing next turn. Chandeliers are tank, essentially, because it can take 130 damage, and it doesn't have a weakness to Psychics like they do. They actually have a weakness to Dark, as we've seen in the past with the Darkrai decks. Those are pretty amazing. And there's the very commonly used Mewtwo EX with the X-Ball. They only end up doing 20 because they only have the 2 energies on Meloetta. They end up getting the head, so we are asleep. Do we wake up? Yes, we do. Awesome. Mystery Energy on Chandelier. And we're going to retreat for free for the Gengar and knock out the Meloetta for 120 damage. And we do get 2 more prizes, so let's see what we have next. Their Mewtwo EX has 170. That can take some damage. If they put out their Meloetta, though, that will be game. So I'm assuming they're going to try to do the Mewtwo, try to get a double colorless energy or Dimension Valley so they can attach 1 and then start doing some damage to our Chandelier. Yep, they end up going with Mewtwo. That's what I would have picked as well. Rocky Helmet does damage to us. And there's the double colorless energy. Awesome. And they play the teammates. Lets them draw some more cards. Alright. We still have the Gengar. I'm not too worried. The Curse Drop. Gengar, or what's Mewtwo weak against? It's weak to Psychic, so that does work out in our favor. We have 30 hit points left. Let's play that Dimension Valley so we don't have to use one of these energies on Chandelier. And what do? Let's go ahead and retreat for free. Put out Gengar, do the Dark Corridor, which does 120, poisons the Mewtwo, and then we can try to knock it out next turn. The Gengar does take 20 damage due to the Rocky Helmet. Pokemon Center Lady, that buys them some time. They're no longer poisoned, but they still have 100 damage on the Pokemon itself. So let's see if we get that Fainting Spell after Mewtwo knocks us out. If we get that Heads on the Fainting Spell, we win the game with our last 2 prizes. So what'll it be, Chandelier? Are you going to bring down Mewtwo EX with you? Not this time. We get a Tails on it. They get their prize. We're going to bring out Gengar EX. And what do we have? Versus Seeker. Let's try to draw some more basics, because if they do knock out our Gengar, that's game as well. We don't get any basics, so not too much happening here. We could buy ourselves more HP. What's the Side Drive do? Discard an energy, attach this Pokemon for 120 damage. We have 150 left. If we do an attack, we'd have 130, so we'd still be okay. And they would be down a little bit. So let's go ahead and go for it. I was going to try to Mega Evolve it, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the... I could play it safe as well and do... Yeah, let's do the Night Attack onto Mewtwo EX. So we don't take any damage from the Rocky Helmet, so that'll get us a little bit of time as far as our HP, because we can still knock it out next turn regardless. So they use the Pokemon Center Lady, so they're back up to 130. If I can draw Lysander, if I can get another basic, then we'd be in good shape. What does this do? Discard energy. They end up doing the 140 damage for the Side Drive. Gengar's down to 10 HP. Wow, that was great. All right, let's do the Versus Seeker. Draw 3 back, and if we don't get a basic, that'll be game, everyone. Oh, that's no basics at all. Even if we might, what do we do here? Oh, we can. Yeah, I think we. Oh no, we don't have this. No, if we attack it, we're going to be knocked out because of the Rocky Helmet. And I think even if I Mega Evolve it into Gengar, that's not really going to buy us a lot. Let's go for it. But I mean, that's game, guys. That was a really good match, really close. If we only had gotten 1 basic, that would have been it. But that's going to be the knockout. That'll be game. Awesome game, Alan Bonbon. Two losses, Brocats. Not having the best of luck this time around, but we do get prizes regardless. And I do have some packs that we can open at the very end of the recording. So we do get 8 Pokemon coins and 9 for the match. Let's go right back in. Let's do 1 more, depending on how this one goes. If it's a short one, we can do an extra one. But for now, let's do 1 more. We usually do 2 or 3 per recording. And we end up going up against a Dark and Psychic deck. So we're at a disadvantage already. Our opponent is PBS 0606. We start off with a Gengar EX. We've got a Rare Candy. We've got a Chandelier. So we're pretty much set up to get one out there. Yep, and there's the Litwick. Awesome. And there's the Dark types that I was talking about. We're, again, at a disadvantage here, but it's not the first time we've gone up against Yveltal's EX or any Dark type Pokemon. We have one before. Those Malamar decks especially are rough. So they end up getting, we do get another Gengar. Let's go ahead and Rare Candy up the Chandelier. There it is, Chandelier's out there. And who do we want to feed? We've got the Evil Ball that it's going to do 20. It's going to do quite a bit of damage to us. So I'm going to start to feed the Gengar down here. And we'll do the Night Attack for 30 damage onto the Yveltal. Does not have a resistance to us. And there's no way we could have done the Dark Corridor regardless. But it looks, I think they're going to go ahead and go with the knockout on us. Both Pokemon are weak against Darks. There it is, 180 damage. with the Y Cyclone. Does 90, and it's going to do 30 damage to... Let's see what it does. Oh, it looks like they ended up... Okay, so they ended up going with the Cyclone, and what do we have? Dimension Valley. That helps us out a little bit. Let's go ahead and get that draw 3 right back and use it. What else can we do? I think that's it. That is basically it. We can end our turn. Not much, but if they do attack our Chandelier and if we get a heads on Fainting Spell, if it comes through this time, that'll be game. So let's find out. If we win through Chandelier, taking down their only Pokemon, 240. If not, that's going to be game for us too, and we will have 3 straight losses. Chandelier brings them down with us. That is the game. Fainting Spell, and we win. That is one of the funniest wins I've had in a while. That was great. So what do we get? We get 3 coins plus the 4 for playing. So that did end up being a short one. So let's jump right back in. So far, that is my favorite one. Chandelier is like, nope, we're going to win this one way or another. So you're coming down with me because I'm tired of these 2 last matches. And Chandelier came right through. That is the hero with the Fainting Spell. No skill involved, just 50% chance, and we got it. That is great. What an awesome match. Well done, Chandelier. Always the hero. Always there to pick up the slack. So today we are playing next is, looks like Barrera 210. I think that's how you pronounce it. And what kind of, I didn't see what kind of Pokemon they had, but let's see what we end up drawing on our end. They have the Chespin coin, I believe. That's what it looks like. And let's see if we can get started. On their end, it looks like they're still drawing or they're choosing their Pokemon. I'm not sure. If it ends up being another one where they go inactive or anything, it looks like there was a bit of a connection problem when we were getting into this match. We'll jump in and do one more. But that last match still, that was really, really funny. The one time you can win against a dark deck, and it's with Chandelier just being like, look, you're going to bring me down, cool, we're going to flip this coin, and if heads, that'll be it. So we're waiting on them. If they are inactive for the next couple of seconds, yep, they end up, it might have just been a bad connection. We do get the victory. It counts it as. So we get our 15 coins, 16 bonuses, and let's jump in again, another standard match with our Nerd Up Media deck. Again, you can check out one of our other shows and subscribe up at the top right-hand corner by clicking on the Reasons I'm Broke logo. That'll subscribe you to the YouTube channel where we put up the Let's Plays, the podcast, unboxings for statues, and then, of course, the podcast we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, and more right here on YouTube. And also be sure to check out nerdupmedia.com. That's where we have our other shows on the network, other Let's Plays like the Lazy Gaming Guys. You can find their link on the right-hand side here as well. The Read Pile, which is video comic book reviews, and then another podcast in which they cover sports and nerd stuff, and that is Those Two Jerks, also found on nerdupmedia.com. So it looks like we're going to be fighting a fairy deck. I do like fairy decks a lot. They're a lot of fun to play against, and I'm sure they're a lot of fun to play as because they can do all kinds of energy movements and healings and all kinds of stuff. So they do have a Mewtwo, which we saw in the last match, and there's the Xerneas. The special fairy energy, let's see, prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks except damage, so we cannot poison that Gardevoir EX. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some more energy cards so we can feed our Gengar. We can play the Dimension Valley. We're going to go ahead and get some more basics with, let's get a Gengar and Litwick. There we go. Put them down. Can't play any more supporters this turn, but we do have an energy we can feed the Gengar with. Night Attack. Let's go ahead and attack the Gardevoir EX, and that'll end our turn. Really cool looking card. Shining Wind does 100 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon has no weaknesses. It would really work in their favor if they were playing a Steel deck, which we don't see too many of. Hypnotoxic, we're asleep, and we're poisoned. That is not good. Next turn, we'll be able to switch out. So they do end up playing N. Alright, so all that work pretty much goes away, but we do get a fresh hand. We do get the Lampent. We don't wake up, unfortunately, so we can't attack this turn. Let's go ahead and evolve into the Lampent. Let's put down the other Litwick. Let's go ahead and do the Charin. We'll do the Gengar Spirit Link onto our active Gengar. We'll do the Great Ball. Let's see what we get. We get a Chandelier, which we already have one, actually, so let's go ahead and take that back and do the Gengar EX. So put him down, and we can evolve it, but it won't really... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yes, onto the main one that's out there. Cures it from being asleep and poisoned. And we can actually... Yeah, we can do the regular attack, the Phantom Gate. Let's go ahead and do that to their Mega Gardevoir EX. So we have a battle here with Mega Pokemon against Megas. What do we want to do? We could do Side Drive, does 120 damage. They have 210 discard energy attached to this Pokemon. We don't want to do that. 30 damage times the number of Fairy to all of your Pokemon. Nope. X-Ball 20 times. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That's Mewtwo EX's attack, so it does 80 damage. I didn't want to discard any energies onto Mega Gengar EX, so this Mega Gardevoir is down to 130. If anything, we can do that attack next turn. So that Toxic Laser goes away with our evolution. They end up getting a Florges EX. If you actually check out one of my unboxings, we ended up getting the Florges EX when we did the Phantom Gate Elite Trainer box. It's a really cool looking card. Hypnotoxic again. Wow, we're asleep and poisoned again. So if anything, that's 2 less Hypnotoxics that they can use against us in the future. And we do have Chandelier, Mr. Champion, out there ready to go. He's like, look, man, I'll bring him down if anything. You could always call on me, and we can. We could always count on Chandelier. They end up doing 90 damage to Gengar. Do we wake up next turn? Let's find out. Yes, we do. Cool. So we can do the regular attack. We can always retreat. Let's bring out that Chandelier. We do have Shauna, which I will use right after we feed. Who do we want to do? Let's see. Let's go ahead and do... I could always retreat with the Gengar. Sorry, this is the part where I have to think a little bit. So they have 130 left. We've got 110 on Gengar. I don't want him to be poisoned. So let's go ahead and feed the regular Chandelier. We're going to go ahead and retreat to cure it of the poisoning. And we're going to put out the Gengar EX, the full art. We're going to do Shauna, get a new hand. We do get a double colorless. Awesome, that works out for us. And let's do Night Attack, do all 30 onto the Mega Gardevoir. So they're down to 130. And the more importantly, though, our Mega Gengar EX is cured from the poisoning and still has 120 HP if we want to use a Phantom Attack in the future. So I end up healing the Mega Gardevoir, and they're building up their bench just the same as we are. So we've got some stuff we're facing here. 120 damage to our Gengar EX with the Brilliant Arrow. 30 times the number of... So every turn, they're really hurting us, because that's... times every Fairy Energy that's on their side of the game. So that's really going to hurt us really quickly. So we do get a rare can. Let's put that on Litwick. Evolve the Litwick into Chandelier. Worked out that time. We could... The Gengar is going to be knocked out next turn. We've got 190 left. We could poison it and switch it out, which... Now we would need 2 energies for that, so that's not going to work. So let's put the double colorless onto the Chandelier, and I guess just do the Night Attack for 30. And try to bring it down a little bit more on it, so it hasn't really worked out in our favor that time. Although I might bring out the Mega Gengar next turn, maybe the Chandelier, and do 60 damage. Yeah, I'm going to take the gamble. Let's go ahead and put out Chandelier and start punishing their bench, because I'm tired of their Fairy types, Fairy energies that are on their side. That's really hurting us every turn. It's going to give them one-hit knockouts. And we do have an energy retrieval, which we're not going to play yet. So let's go ahead and let's feed the other Chandelier with the Mystery Energy. And we're going to do the Curse Drop, all 6 on... Let's go ahead and do it all on the Florges EX on their end. So they have 100 left on there. I'm just going after their energies at this point, because their attack is really hurting us with every energy that they put on. That's just more damage that's going on their end. And I could always try to bring down their Mega Gardevoir EX with Chandelier's Fainting Spell. As we saw, it worked out brilliantly last turn, or the last game. So let's see if it works out in our favor again. In the meantime, I'm going to see how many energies I have on my discard pile. Just 1. This is one of those full art cards that I was talking about that someone gave me through trade. I think I ended up doing a Malamar for that one, just a regular Malamar EX, and they did the trade, so that was cool. It's a cool looking card. Muscle Band onto... Oh, they did end up doing N, so that gets rid of that. 180. Do we get the heads on Chandelier? Let's find out. Yes, we do. Awesome. We bring down their Mega with us. They get a prize as well, but we get 2. And we do have the Dimension Valley out there. We've got the Florges. Let's bring out another Chandelier. And let's go ahead and do the Professor's Letter, get some energy cards. There we go. A couple more. We'll play another one. So that's that many less energies in our deck. The rest should be supporters and Pokemon at this point. So let's go ahead and do our Great Ball. We'll get another Gengar EX that's at the bottom there. Put him out. Do the Charon. Draw another 3. So, alright, so we've got a really good hand at this point. We're going to go ahead and feed. Maybe we can knock this guy out. So, 20 times. Brightgarden is 20 times the number of Pokemon you have in play. So that doesn't help us any. Discard energy attached. So that's 120, 160. No, it still doesn't help us any. So let's go ahead and start punishing their bench some more, because we don't want them to get 2 energy. So Curse Drop, let's put all 6 on the floor just again. So next turn we'll be able to knock out the Florges. Of course, they're going to go right after our Chandelier with their attack. They have the Bright Garden, does 20 times all of their fairy types in play. So I don't think that'll be quite enough to knock us out in spite of the, well, they just put down another one. So it might be this time, especially with that Muscle Band on them. So let's see what they end up going with if Chandelier comes through for us again with the Fainting Spell. 120, so we have 10 HP left. We're good on Chandelier. We'll be able to knock out that Florges. And that's our turn. We got another Dimension Valley. They end up conceding the match. That's interesting. Maybe because I was about to knock out their Florges next. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. And we get 10 coins. And we're going to get some more coins for winning this one also. And that is 11. All right, awesome. So some very interesting matches that time. Let's go ahead and open up some packs next from our collection. Here we go. We have a Primal Clash booster pack and a Plasma Storm booster pack. So let's go ahead and open the Plasma Storm first. That's from the Black and White. It's an older set. Let's see what we get. These I earned from a tournament. I actually posted the second place listing on Twitter. You can follow us on twitter.com/reasonsimbroke. You can also find the @reasonsimbroke at the bottom of the screen here. So we get a Trubbish, the Cubchoo, the Riolu, so a bunch of commons. We do get a Hypnotoxic, which is I've never used in a game yet, so I might actually hang on to that and possibly put it in my deck. But we do get a Vanillux and a Crobat. Not bad. Let's go ahead and get let's go and open some more with the Primal Clash. This is the latest set in Pokemon. We do have another one coming up. I think it's called Roaring Skies, coming to the US. And it's not released yet, but there are some pre-releases up and about. The Bidoof, a couple of comments here. Nosepass, the Combuskin. It's a funny looking Pokemon. All right, so let's go ahead and go with the, what do we get? Beedrill, that's the rare of this booster pack. No problem. So there's our boosters. Those were our games. We've got 880 coins. Next time, we'll do some more matches. Went ahead and did the tournament earlier today, but it looks like they didn't have any tournaments available, just as you see on the screen. There's tournament maintenance going on right now. But we did get some really good matches in, and I do want to thank all of you Brokettes out there for watching and obviously for listening to the podcast. Again, follow us on Twitter @ReasonsI'mBroke, Facebook.com/TheReasonsI'mBroke. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the logo at the top right-hand corner, checking out the rest of our shows on nerdupmedia.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.